Hello YouTube, Reddit Math here, and welcome back to the Red Estate. In this episode, we're going to be doing something very similar to the last episode. Basically, we're still on the road to leveling up our friendly neighborhood abomination here. And the biggest difference is with some of the level ups that happened, the same party is no longer going to be available. And we're in kind of an awkward place, honestly, where our other level 4s refuse to go on a mission with him. The religious characters in the game won't fraternize with the abomination. So the Crusader, the Vestal, and the Leper all refuse to join him. So it's not quite as expansive of a list as it first appears here, and that's going to lead to a little bit of an interesting party comp. What I've already done is switched Meri back to his original sort of combination of skills. Dropped off Weird Reconstruction for the time being and put Hands of Abyss back on. And he is going to see himself right up front, which I think is going to be interesting. He does have, that 25 dodge is nothing to sneeze at. If you'll compare really quick here, he's got literally a top-notch dodge stat. Matched with the Hellion at the same level. So he can be kind of tanky, just assuming nothing connects with him. Gurney has finally come back from her 3 weeks vacation on a drunken bender. And so she is definitely going to be in the back and can pull some duty as a healer. That leaves Budi as our second place. And in the third slot, I'm thinking Burnaville as a third rank. Collect bounty works, come hither works, flashbang works, hook and slice works. That's totally viable. That's, again, I think kind of a strange party composition, but what we're going to be dealing with right now. As far as our veteran missions that are available, got 2 shorts, 2 mediums. So it's really either, do we want to go back to the horror that is the current wield, or do we want to head into the Cove again? And I think the answer to that is we're going to head back into the Cove. So we'll go ahead and pop into our provisioning screen. I think I'm always going to bring max food at this point. We had too much last time, but only a single hunger event. And also we ran into no walls. So the number of shovels we had was just way overkill. Although we were able to use them on pretty much every barnacle chest that we encountered. I think max bandages makes sense. We'll grab 2 antivenoms for any brackish tide water. And maybe we'll go with... We had to... Not really skip, but we had to skimp, I suppose, on a few of the fish carcasses. So let's bring some more medicinal herbs. And then... 1 stack of torches. So we're going to go a little bit lighter on provisions. I would like to not have to make any hard choices. It is just a medium mission. Hopefully we can, grab citrine and stuff like that if we need to, just to sort of increase our overall gold stores. I think the keys are mostly just worthless at this point. All we're likely to encounter are heirloom chests. We don't need any more heirlooms. So yeah, that should do it. Go ahead and get started. There are some slight concerns about whether our DPS is where it needs to be. But I think with a 4th rank Arbalist doing our healing, she'll be able to dish out some serious damage. The Occultist bonus damage towards Eldritch is really going to help down in the Cove. The Bounty Hunter, he can collect bounty from the 3rd rank and apply some decent DPS and a stun. I think it's going to work out okay. I'm not too concerned about it.
These salt-soaked caverns are teeming with pelagic nightmares.
And now
they must be flushed out.
And now we need to complete a 100% of room battles. So anybody's guess really how long this one is going to take. I always see those posts on Reddit, and I'm super jealous of people that are complete 100% of room battles, and they go to 1 room and then the entire mission is done. It's not a bad haul. It's a common trinket that's worth 750 to sell. I swear, like
Your
every...
imaginations spring to life with a singular purpose.
Every single dungeon starts off with just like running into a trap like 3 feet in. That is my trademark right there. Nice. And that is why you bring those additional medicinal herbs to those fish carcasses. Alright. Yeah, I don't know. I never seem to have that first room completion. But maybe this will be the time. Maybe this is the hardest thing that we're going to have all dungeon long. Let's see here. The weakening curse might make sense on him to bring down his damage overall. It could also lead. I think
Impressive.
since we surprised them, I think leading with some stuns here actually makes a lot of sense.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
Especially if we can do things like that. And then the flashbang can be used on anybody. Oh, nice. Okay. And suddenly, things are looking pretty good right off the bat. We'll stress everybody out a little bit, but it's not too bad. Nothing they can't handle. I'm expecting this wide mouth with his high speed not to go first. I am totally digging that.
Press this advantage.
Oh my god.
Give them no quarter.
And I was like ever concerned about whether or not this party composition would work for me. Well, 4 damage doesn't exactly fill me with confidence, but otherwise things are looking really good. So 5 to 9. We can also slam, which reduces dodge and speed. Let's just go for the pure damage. I think that makes the most sense.
Such a terrible assault cannot be left unanswered.
Don't love that. Meri's basically out of commission. So what do I want to do? 3 to 7. I say we just keep to the flashbanging. Yeah. If we can keep him stunned, I think sniper shot and our abomination for damage should be okay. We do not have quite the same damage over time that we did the last time I came in here. Without a Plague Doctor, we're not going to be stacking up, 15 damage from Blight every turn or anything.
The ground quakes.
Like that help. I think I'm just going to go every other turn on trying to stun him.
The bigger the beast.
Thank you.
The greater the glory. These nightmarish creatures can be felled. They can be beaten.
The thought process there is just to basically not have to run into any sort of problems from the stun resist bonus that they get, and basically just go every other turn. Now, the one nice thing about complete 100% of room battles is when we scout a dead end like that and we know there's not a room battle there, there's really no purpose going down there. We just use a shovel, burn resources, have to go through another fight. I mean, that might be the greatest curio of all time, but I think I'm going to chance it and just move on. Now, I'd love like a really powerful scout in this next room. I'm not banking on it though. Yeah, and a hunger event. Okay. Wow. Yeah, but we have found plenty of food down here. Somebody's watching out for us. Never mind. Nobody's watching out for us. Okay. The Madman, that's actually like, I don't think very bad. Good. A damage buff to the guy who, basically just does stress attacks. So it could certainly be worse. And we just need to transform him right away. Really have no other option. So the rake doesn't really make any sense. Let's actually try for this, see if we can get the knockback. We do land it. And then that puts him in a pretty decent position
Their formation
to die.
Broken. Maintain the offensive.
Ugh. I wish there was a position where the Ukka was like a little less powerful. Sadly, there isn't. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna rake here. Get rid of both of those. Give him the damage buff. And then maybe just start raking over and over again. Alright. Eldritch bonus 5 to 9. You know what? So he does, like,
Well struck.
just as much damage as, really, even our Abomination. 5 to 9. I mean, like, he does better damage than some of the more traditional damage-dealing classes with that bonus. I think I'm going to try to stay on top of healing, since Battlefield Bandage is really all we've got. Yeah, so maybe I shouldn't be trying to weaken that guy, and instead just focus on repeatedly attacking with him. I could try to bleed, but that's probably not going to do it to this guy. He's got a decent enough bleed resist. There we go. Good dodge. Awesome. That puts everybody back in a position to just do straight attacking this turn. We're up to 5 to 10 with the damage buffs there. If we get like a really good crit, we might take him out this turn. Down to 12. No, not going to happen. Alright, but it'll be easy to kill next turn. Couldn't dodge that twice. Do resist the bleed, though. Without the bleed, you know, 2 damage from an arterial pinch is not a problem. You know what? Let's see if maybe, just maybe, go ahead and transform back, and then just use Absolution up front. Get rid of a little bit of that stress, which is certainly climbing. Let's see, you're down 4. Also down 4. Deal with one more bandage here. Top him off. And then we easily can kill the Crusher with our next attack.
Prodigious size alone does not dissuade the sharpened blade.
Okay, pick up an extra shovel. And we'll get you back up to the front. The contents of mine, and virtually worthless. Okay. We do get a scout. How big is it? It's pretty big. Now here's my question. There's a chance that that's empty, right? Okay, so here's my thought process. There's a chance that that's an empty room, in which case we only need to go this way. We know we've got to go this way because there's at least, I mean, that's probably a room battle. The chance that it's just an empty room with an item inside of it, like that almost never happens. So I think I'm going to go this way and maybe hope for the empty room. The game, it's like, you would probably need to pause at the exact perfect time, but from my perspective, the game froze up for like just a second, kind of stuttered when these characters were popping up from the ground, and I've never noticed that before, but they start off as super tiny versions and they grow into their position, which just looked real silly. Ugh, not a great amount of damage on him. Alright, Mr. Thrall, I would like you to die, please. ASAP, if you don't mind. Okay. Please don't heal anybody. He didn't heal anybody. Although, okay, Stress Wave might have been worse, but everything turned out just fine there. This is speed 1, speed 7. I think we have to act before he does, right? Take 4. Say we kill him. And then we'll be able to do that.
Continue the onslaught.
He'll die from damage over time.
Them all.
And if she can blind fire. Yes.
As
Oh,
the
it's
falls,
great. It's fantastic
faint
even.
hope blossoms.
I saw
A trifling victory, but a victory nonetheless.
I did see a Reddit thread recently where basically somebody was asking for a buff to the character, but They were talking about the arbalist and like wanted to somehow be able to do a frontline arbalist just using blind fire on repeat, and that's certainly an interesting idea. Now this is shovel to do bad things to yourself, or we might remove a negative quirk. And I guess his stress damage is really the worst thing that we have. Is this worth it? Okay, gain quick reflexes out of that. Lost runes technician. That's probably better. I might even consider locking in something like quick reflexes. Alright, more herbs for just the best of loots. Common trinket. You know what? We don't need this third stack of food just taking up space, do we? Nah, I think we can drop it for something like that. Keep moving. Now, this is most likely a room battle. Potentially our last room battle, but I don't hold high hopes for that. Not super excited by surprise. What do I want to do here? Can I hit both of them? Plus that probably kill that guy. He's got such high bleed resist though. Crit and accuracy. Oh, you know what? We'll combine that attack with a rake. And it's kind of at the low end, huh? Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and transform. Stress is getting there. I'm not blind to that fact. And then I could... Ooh, I could miss with that. Okay, fair enough. Oh, stress wave. Down to 89. Alright, I think, at least I hope, that our abomination is not going to freak out this turn. I think we're going to have to get him back into human form and consider absolution over and over again for a little bit. Okay, not too bad. I can live with it anyway. Alright, let's get you... Yeah, 94. Maybe cutting it a little close. Okay. Self-stress heal. Wow. You're still like an amazing tank, I guess. Just sitting in the front row, soaking up damage that you can self-heal. That is something. Let's try for this. Do not have him dodge that time, which is beautiful. Not quite what I'm hoping for. You know what? Let's just get you out of the game. I worry.
Death waits for the slightest lapse in concentration.
Critical strikes are not what I need to be seeing. I was going to say, I worry leaving characters, you know, with just 1 or 2 HP, because this Oracle back here has a nasty tendency to heal them. Alright, but you are done. See about stunning you. Great. And we'll use another bandage and another absolution. Bandage actually might have been a waste. I could theoretically absolution, you know, could just heal him through the bleed, right?
Gently. This is how a life is taken.
Alright, we're getting back there. Good, good. We could try for the stun, but he's seeing stun resist right now. We could try for the bleed, but he doesn't have the greatest chance of it. Oh, actually, I can't even do a bleed from there. It's really his only option from here is the flashbang or moving to a better position. That's actually fantastic, if only because it means that our Arbalist will be able to attack him with Sniper Shot, which only did 3 damage, but, you know, it was the thought that counted. Alright. Another 7, down to 15. Let's try that again. Okay. I didn't really expect the stun again. He's probably got like a plus 80. Yeah. With the stun resist, you stack it up. I didn't really expect that, but again, we were at least able to sniper shot with the arbalist because of it. And now that he's the only guy left, we can blind fire with the arbalist. Maybe stun? Do stun. You know what? I'm actually not going to try to kill him right now. And instead of blind fire, let's just bandage while we have the opportunity. If she goes really quick in the turn order, we might even consider bandaging her again. That didn't really happen the way I would want it to. Oh, we get a second stun, though. And people are worried that stalling got nerfed. Alright. Well, this was a battle that basically turned a bunch of things around for us.
Seize this momentum. Push on to the task's end.
Oh, I said we'd be able to pick up citrine, but I don't think we can. The abomination after that is totally back on track to do beast form quite consistently for us for a while. You know what? I'm going to pop the holy waters. That will probably do nothing for us because we need to get into a fight right away. And we've already scouted, kind of telling us that that's not going to happen. But I think the 800 gold is probably worth more than 2 holy waters. Alright, another hunger event. That is fine. Wonder, you know, the hunger event, consuming food, heals you. I wonder, it would be an interesting change, in my opinion, if the hunger event, as long as you had full food, also relieves some stress. Like, wouldn't that be cool? You know, you would be reassuring the party that you had proper provisions to carry them through the dungeon, and it would make some kind of delineation between using the food purposely, like you right-click on it to specifically use it, versus the hunger event. Like, the hunger event would almost be something you would hope for or would become preferable. Just some thoughts, you know, pass through the old noggin from time to time. I'm gonna go ahead and try to get rid of this guy. He's too dangerous for my liking. And a rake will do him in. And then we still have our occultist, which can get that kill. Awesome. We'll soak up a little bit of stress, but she should just get off basically this one attack. She marks us. Go up to 63. And then we can pretty easily... Well, maybe she gets off 2 attacks. We can pretty easily take her down. What do we do? Try for a blind fire? Yeah, I didn't have a lot of high hopes there. That should kill you. It does. Awesome. Although there's really no reason to delay it. Such a good attack.
Remind yourself that overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
There we go. And still no spaces for the citrine, huh? No. I don't think it's even worth using the one torch that we would still have. We're gonna have a room battle right here. And then I'm probably going to turn back around. We know the rest of that's a dead end, so that's got to be a fight down there. Okay. I think we're going to be fine, honestly. This fight could go poorly and change my mind on that, but I think things are turning out pretty much A-okay at the moment. You know what? 6-14, 6-13. Okay. Fair enough. Kind of curious if blind fire does come with the buff to your
a decisive pummeling.
Beautiful. A buff to your speed, so like maybe it's better given all other things being equal. Like, maybe you should use blind fire when you've got a party of 4, but like, I didn't really have a single character that seemed better to attack than any others. Like, I would have been fine with applying damage to pretty much anybody. And as we saw, it was effectively a wasted attack, as the Occultist was able to crit for more than his max health anyway. Leaves him with 1. Leaves him with 1. Are you kidding me? What? I kind of forgot. We do actually have somebody that applies Blight. No reason for him not to be applying it. Let's go with that. Get the kill. And then, you know, like, he's really not as scary as I remember him being. The Tidal Slam doesn't really do that much damage. You know, the stun kind of sucks.
A devastating blow.
But it's not the worst thing in the world. His arterial pinch is sort of a pain. If it inflicts bleed, it usually does 2 damage plus, at this level, 8 bleed per turn. So it's 10 HP, but as long if you have a bandage, it's just 10 HP. You know, it doesn't continue to do the bleed damage after that. Ugh. I would still absolutely love to see her battlefield bandage also take off bleed. I think that would be a really neat effect of it, and it seems to make sense. You know, battlefield bandages are the things that remove bleed anyway. There seems to be a commonality there. So that's going to take him down to 7. You get a little bit of damage on this guy. I guess we can do that. I was hoping for the 3. Yeah.
Exposed to a killing
Never mind. Tidal Slam can crit and do significantly more damage than I like. Ugh. But we should be able to get rid of him on this turn without too much trouble. Yeah, I might as well just finish it there.
Cursed champion falls.
Take that, cursed champion. Fall, why don't you? Alright. Oh! Continue adventuring. I was wrong. That was the final battle. We do not need to go back. Okay. Well then, with that being the case, let's do this. We're gonna go down to pitches
The
black.
darkness holds much worse than mere trickery and boogeymen.
Yeah, I didn't think that could really be anything except for heirlooms, which is a little unfortunate. I'm basically gonna be scumming this for all of the loots that I can. We'll pop our final torch. We might have enough torchlight, since we're just backtracking. We might have enough torchlight to get us all the way back, and then I might camp in that room. That would make the most sense to me. We'd be at very, very low light. We'd go through 1 curio for the best reward. We get to that room. We camp, fight the fight in relatively high light, and then right after that, we can douse it and go through the hallway for the remaining curios. And I think that leaves us with almost no period of time where we're in pitch black walking through the hall. Of course, that being a concern because of random errant shamblers that might be about. I'd rather not encounter one right now. Yep, okay, this will get us through this hallway.
Darkness closes in, haunting the hearts of men.
Okay, so that's our pitch black. When we're out of torches, we'll need to walk a tiny amount of time. Brackish Tide Pool. A little bit of HP. A little bit more HP. Okay, and... Alright, so we just, I think we camp here. Try to get off as much stress as we can.
A chance to steel oneself against the coming horrors.
I have still not been smart enough to, That's weird. I've still not been smart enough to unlock any more camping skills for him, because I don't know why. Clearly there is a blind spot in my brain regarding my ability to do that. I actually like the crit up on the Occultist. I think that might pay off. I'm going to do a damage up. And then I'm thinking anger management. And then I just go through the next couple of fights with speed up. Why not? Go through the next couple of fights just absolutioning over and over again until we get out of here. That makes sense, right? And by the next couple of fights, I think we only really have one now, two more. It looks like we are going to be surprised here. We get ambushed, that's fine. It's just 3 of these yahoos. Let's see about bleeding you. Awesome. Combine that with you. And... Ow. That's actually a pretty decent chunk of damage there. I have to transform him. I think I'm going to stick to it. Just going to try absolutioning him, making it out of this without needing to de-stress back in town. I think is so valuable right now. Just want to get the tiniest bit of damage on him so that he dies.
The slow death, unforeseen, unforgiving.
And again, he's still sort of tanking from the front row, since even if they're hitting him, you know, we're probably going to be healing it off. I'd probably prefer they attack him over anybody else. Yeah, especially a character without a lot of HP. We're going to have to get on some battlefield bandage duty. We'll do a stress attack, or a stun attack there. Try stunning him, or just kill him? Just kill him. Yeah. Given the alternative, just killing him probably made the most sense. Alright. It does mean, though, that we've got to end the fight in the next turn. I can't stall any longer. This guy needs to die from 2 attacks. I mean, that does nothing. I guess it prevents him from attacking us if he goes first. It does not. A little bit dangerous, truth be told. I need to do 8 damage with a blind fire. I do not do 8 damage with a blind fire. That wasn't a stall. Okay. I think because...
The way is lit. The path is clear. We require only the strength to follow it.
I think because 2 of my party members attacked and did damage, it didn't consider that a stall. That's my understanding of how that's been tweaked. That way, you know, if you're just unable to get the job done, it's no longer counting that as you know, avoiding completing everything. Ugh. Slavering Ghoul annoys me a little bit in this situation. Let's see if we can't take him out of the fight. This guys with 16. Oh, I forgot to reposition there. That's a little annoying. We'll look at him slice. And then I'm thinking we transform so that we can rake the other 2. Okay. They'll die on the next attack, assuming he is not stunned. which is a big assumption to be making. Okay. I did make out of it without getting stunned, so that's good. Same cannot be said for Mr. Ghoulie Man back there. Let's just stack some more damage over time on him.
Strike.
The crit's actually quite nice. He's taking 8 for 5 turns. Oh my god. Okay, try for another stun. I got the trinkets for it, right? Didn't quite do it. Salty Gouge, not a big deal. I would love for you to act immediately, though. Keep his dodge down a little bit. Not a big deal.
A powerful
Beautiful. Okay. That fight is totally gonna be fine. Yeah, a little bit of damage. Nothing that awful, though. If I could get him... Okay, I do get him stunned. He's going to bleed out on his own, though. Yeah. Yeah, that's unfortunate. I would have liked to have...
no intrinsic merit, unless inordinate exsanguination be considered a virtue.
I would have liked to have maybe gotten off a another round of healing from everybody. I guess we used a bandage there, maybe. Who do we need negative quirks pulled off of? Pretty much Bernaville for the automatonophobia. That's not a word I'm familiar with. I'm sorry. Oh, clearly my elementary school teachers just failed me in vocabulary class there. Oh, I am an idiot. I used her to do that. I thought, and then I swapped them, and then, yeah. All right. Well, that is my brain completely failing to function there. Let's go ahead and douse
Terrors
the torch.
may indeed stalk these shadows, but yonder, a glint of gold.
Are you kidding me right now? Do we do it? Do we do it? I mean, we're not in that bad of a situation. His HP is a little awful. Let's use the last of the food. Pop 1 torch, even though it doesn't matter at all. Say the magic words. Oh, we used the... I'm an idiot. I used a torch. I forgot that you needed... Okay. I'll tell you what, my promise to you... my thought process there was like, well, let's go into the fight with, you know, not pitch black so that we don't have quite the same penalty. But then I remembered it actually douses your torch level whenever the fight starts.
Ancient dragons lie in wait, unsprung and thirsting for blood.
And then I remembered you actually need a torch to activate that. My promise to you is if we find a torch, I will go back for that. But it's not looking good. Oh, man. Okay, that's a little bit disappointing. Who knows? Maybe it's for the best. I might have ended up with a dead party. You know.
The pungent odor abates. The things are driven back for a time.
I might have bashed them against the rocky shore that is a shambler. Collected treasure is not too bad. We get like 15 from this adventure. Again, it's primarily just a question of resolve XP for our abomination here. And we're getting like real close. He's 2 away. If I could get another long dungeon, we'd probably go to that. That would put him like very far into level 5. And then just would be a little step away from legend and another checkbox.
In truth, I cannot tell how much time has passed since I sent that letter.
Excuse me? Personal journey to achieve enlightenment? Oh, man. Alright, well, we took care of a couple of diseases while everybody else was out. And we did get a master occultist from gaining a level there. Not too bad. Let me pop back over to the stagecoach really quick. I have been checking this just off camera. I would like to pick up another occultist right now, but that does not appear to be in the cards. Even though, you know, maybe it doesn't matter at all. We really need 4 characters right now to start another party so that we could take on level 1 dungeons. All in all, I think that was a pretty decent run. Budi is in good repair to just step right back out. RNG, okay, there we go. Never mind. Well, okay, RNG still is kind of playing with us right now, considering we would have to go into the Weald, and that had not ended so terrifically for us the last time. But that'll be a hard decision to make in the next episode. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, feel free to subscribe for more episodes on the channel every single day. Leave a like or a comment if you have anything to say about this or any of my other videos, and I will catch you guys next time.